Welcome, lords and ladies, kings and queens, my noble court. I am Lord Master Leonis, your humble scribe and archivist, and today I'm going to be doing my first reaction to Torst Wolf. Torst has been one of the most welcoming people in the Skybros community to me, and I wanted to do something to thank him. I've not seen any of his videos in full. I've not seen this one at all. So I thought I would take the opportunity to do a react and give my thoughts on it. This is not his first music video, but it is the most popular one on his channel. So I'm going to start with this one. He also has a lot of videos where he's talking about discourse of different ideas and societal norms and whatnot. And I'd really like to maybe react to some of those or to learn what I can from some of those. Even I think he probably has a lot of insight on things. He seems to come from a very similar place of loving lore and history as I do. So I would be interested to see his point of view on some of the things going on in society. So let's go ahead and read this description. Ooh, I'll probably skip the lyrics so I can hear them as they happen. This is a new character that exists in my world. Her working name is Lilith. The lore gets debated still. This is not one still frame, but at least 8. Now, if I knew how to make a video, I would, maybe someday. So is the idea that this is going to be like just several still frames throughout the song? If so, we'll probably be talking more about the lyrics than we will about the visuals, but I'll probably still talk about the visuals. Also, no, this is not powder unless she claims it. Yeah, because the picture for this one, which I can't show you from this place, is it's like a elf lady with white hair in like a dictator outfit. A muse has touched me. The lyrics created themselves. Okay, so let's watch this through as normal. We'll watch it through with minimal interaction, and then I'll go through and sort of pause and talk about things as I see them. This is giving me man, I'm trying to remember the name. Ooh, Tanya the Evil is what I was thinking of. She does look a lot like Powder. Uh-huh. Just fangs. I wonder if she's vampiric. Of course. Okay, that's interesting. So this is a character in his world? This red-eyed elf lady. She's not a dark elf. That's interesting. I do have some things to say about this, actually. Some interesting thoughts. Just seeing, hearing some of the lyrics, seeing some of the lyrics. This image right here, which I guess I could brighten that up a little bit. This image right here, like the first thing this gives me is Warhammer 40k and Saga of Tanya the Evil vibes. For those who haven't watched Saga of Tanya the Evil, the premise is that you have this guy who dies by getting run over by a train, and in the moment of his death, God comes and talks to him. And he basically tells God that he thinks God's full of it because what kind of half-assed douchebag does all this other stuff and doesn't like make a world that's better for everybody? And God basically is like, he gets one guide, basically. He's like, you think this is easy? You think this is like simple for me to do all of this stuff? Do you know what you're asking? Do you know that it would mean the end of free will to do what you think? You know, stuff like that. He's just like, you don't even understand what it means to be a god. So he says, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw you into this other world that has magic, but not magic at a level that you wouldn't need to develop technology. And I'm going to make it so if you want any hope of survival, any ability to utilize your powers to survive, you are going to have to pray to me to get them. And not only that, I'm going to make you a little girl who's barely survivable as it is. And that's pretty much the way everything starts. And so it's a very interesting, in my opinion, it's a very interesting premise. And she gives me very similar vibes to that. But we're going to go ahead and play through this again. And I'm going to comment as we go. First comment is the music at the start. It's interesting to me because the music at the start is so upbeat and then like comes down into a calmer melody. Yeah, see, so you see this right here, like it lowers down, and the melody is more like a quieter sound supporting the sound of her voice, rather than all of the sort of noise here at the beginning. I say noise, I just mean like there's a lot more sound. It's a lot louder. Now it's much more quieter. It's like supporting her voice. See, now this is giving me very what do they call it in anime? Yandere? I know there's a bunch of different deres and I always get them confused. I want to say Yandere is the one where it's like, "You're mine, honey." Like just that like if you even go and like you happen to be talking to another female because you got like a group project with them or something, it's like, "Who was that bitch?" Like that kind of attitude is what I'm kind of getting out of this character. Although the visuals aren't suggesting that yet. Speaking of the visuals, I love the design of these knights. I kind of love this aesthetic of having sort of a medieval knight look, but you've also got the sort of ARs happening. Um, the helmets give me like they look a lot like Nova from Marvel. The sort of like swept out these things right here. I don't even know what you call it, swept out faceplate, I guess. And the gem. And I guess for Nova, he has another one that sticks up here. And then some of these guys have like these magical spear looking things. And they're flying banners. And then you have this whole background. I don't even know what to. This is like a whole magically powered city looking situation. I don't know if this is like a bastion, a military base, or a city, or maybe it's all of those things all at once. But this looks very utopic. Like this is the utopia built atop the dystopia of those who have been conquered. And then this looks like it might be even like trains or something over here. I can't quite tell. I wonder if the lyrics pertain to this. Like maybe the person she's pursuing ran here and now she's burning this down. This looks very British, this building. It has a very this looks like a classical English clock tower and sort of like I don't know if this is maybe a design based off of Buckingham Palace. It has a very Buckingham Palace look to it. So I would say it's very English/British design. And of course, the uniform, the hat, all of this is very certain era of Germany design. Which, to be fair, that design is not always used specifically to depict that era of Germanic soldiers. A lot of the times, this design like this will be used to show in fiction. They specifically use a design like this or similar to the German design from the 1940s to show that the person or group in question is tyrannical in nature and that they are not kind people. Don't run now, I will take you down. Like that, I don't know what. That is super Yandere. Also, these soldiers look even more like Nova to me. Like the headdress anyway. They've got the little star thing at the top and the wings on the side. These look like they're probably some kind of elf though. Is this a faceplate or is this actually their faces? I'm not sure. They look like they might be. They like all carry this flag on their uniform. I'm unclear if this is supposed to be like an infantry troop or maybe an airborne troop, perhaps. The color of her uniform has shifted now. What I think is interesting here is now we've moved on to. I don't think. Let me see. Okay, so she did have this before. Okay, so that has remained relatively consistent. I'm thinking about the cuffs here. But I think the cuffs on the black uniform have a much more. They're much more extravagant. There's more of them, and they've got this little symbol on the side here. I don't know if we saw that properly before. But this gives me sort of actually U.S. Navy uniform vibes. I am imagining that is not the only group that has ever used a design like this, but it's the first group that comes to mind for the cuffs, specifically for the cuffs, not the rest of this. The rest of this is very certain era Germany. So I haven't really dug super deep into the lyrics yet, but what I am generally getting from this is she has found, I'm guessing, a man that she's very interested in and that she wants to be her partner. That man seems very not interested in being her partner and is regularly running from her. And she is basically. I'm getting the idea that all these conflicts we're seeing, all this like army motion and everything that's going on around behind her, she's waging a campaign to chase this guy down through wherever she has to go to find him because she wants him, which I'd argue is a little bit crazy for modern times. I think most people would just like stop at some point, would just be like, I know there's people who can get really obsessive. But even obsessive people usually have something in the way to prevent them from really going all the way with their obsession. So most people will at some point either just accept that they're going to have to let that obsession sit and smolder for a long while, or they're just not going to be able to pursue it any further. But I suppose when you're the dictatorial ruler of a whole country with a big ass military, those limitations may not be imposed upon you. And so you do whatever you feel you need to get that obsessive thing you're looking for. So I think this red band was present on previous uniforms, but we didn't really clearly see what was on it. This kind of reminds me of the Russian star. Russian uniforms had a sort of some of these uniforms look very Russian, but you got all this red. I'm not sure what's going on with this. This might just be an error in AI generation. But I'm actually curious. Was that? Oh no, the band wasn't on the previous uniform, nor was it on that one. So the band is new. So I am noticing something new. Okay, so the band is new, and the band is also reminiscent of Germany at a certain time, but it has a star on it, which makes me think more of like Russia. Russia had the big red star. This is a gold star on a red background, but gives me a similar vibe. I like this Magitech in the background here. So like this guy's holding a gun, and this guy doesn't even look like he's holding a rifle or a gun of any kind. He's just sort of shooting magic out of his fist. And this guy looks like he's carrying a rocket launcher or something of the like, and he's infusing magic into the rocket as it gets fired, maybe. And I'm noticing here in the foreground, you actually have some opponents that look like they're coming up to attack her. But again, yeah, it seems like she's very obsessive over this one person. So this Lilith character like really wants, if I can be so forward as to use some mythos that I'm aware of, she wants her new Adam. Not much to say about the imagery here, just in a prison. And now she has a whip. I definitely would not enjoy time with this person. They're way too demanding. But as I said earlier, at this point she has her mouth open and we can see her teeth. It seems very interesting to me this whole time. Her eyes have been like not just red, but like very red. Like her eyes are red, like crimson. So I'm curious now, seeing that she has fangs in her design. I'm now kind of curious if the idea is that this is a vampiric elf. She's maybe like a vampiric immortal dictator running whatever society she's running, and that's why her eyes are red. Maybe her eyes were a different color before, but they're red now. I think that's interesting because I have a sort of similar character I created for the Angel Sword RPG. That's a high fae that became a vampire, and the high fae, the character himself has like a lot of regrets about the life he's lived, and kind of has this feeling of wanting to make up for the evils he once was, and he sort of just was this ultimate evil demon lord character in the past that just did a whole lot of terrible, and now he's kind of, he takes that place of like, if you throw me in prison and you don't kill me, no one is getting justice for what I've done, so at least kill me if you're going to, or unalive me if you're going to capture me. But then also there's a level of like, if you're going to do something that keeps me from making amends, then like nothing is getting done to undo the evils that I did. You know, sort of an attitude about it. But this gives me similar vibes, just back in the days of evil. You will love me, I just know it. Man, this is so many red flags. Again, like, obviously, if you've been in a position of power like this your entire life, and nothing's ever stopped you from getting what you want before, why wouldn't you apply that to people? Why wouldn't you think about that with people? I want that person, bring him to me. And when that person doesn't want to be what you want them to be, it's like, well, that doesn't matter. You don't need to want it. I'm going to have it anyway, because that's just how the world has been for you your entire life. I don't know if that's the background for this character. Like I said, they look like they might be vampiric, in which case, maybe they were not like this before. Maybe in this world, vampirism alters you in some way and makes you darker. I don't know. I've never spoken with Torst Wolf about his world before. I've spoken briefly with him about his archive, his library of lore. So I know a little bit more about that anyway. I am very curious. Is this ever a desire that women have? Because I've always been taught that like men are the providers and women are like the homekeepers. Not in terms of that's all they can do or that's all they should do, but that our instincts sort of push us in that direction naturally. And what we do outside of that is more like just this is necessary. We have to do it to survive. So, like, women go and do work and have jobs and whatnot because they need it. They need to make money. They need to, just like anyone else. So, I'm not, I just want to be clear, I'm not disparaging on that. But I've always been taught that, like, sort of on an instinct level as animals, we are sort of pushed in these directions naturally. And so I'm very curious if that's actually a thing, that there's any subgroup of women who actually feel like that. Like, I want to just, like, you don't need to, you won't want for anything. I will provide everything for you. Is that like a thing? Do, are there women who feel that way? Because I've never met one, so I wouldn't know, I guess. But I've seen it depicted in like fiction. I have no idea if this has ever been something women have done in real life. And perhaps that is just my ignorance, and if so, forgive me. I simply do not know. But I've never seen this kind of attitude from women in real life. And now that I think about it, it seems like it would be a combination of sort of the love instinct between a man and a woman, and at the same time, sort of the nurture, raise a child type instinct kind of mixing together, maybe? I'm not sure. That's just my thoughts on it. This is interesting because in the smile here, we don't really see the fangs anymore, but the eyes are glowing. See, that's another thing she keeps saying. It has been decided. It's, she gives me like that, like haughty princess energy with that line, where it's like, if you ever watch like an isekai anime and you have like the princess who's like, you should be honored that I summoned you here without any request on my end to you whether you wanted this, and ripped you away from your entire world and family and everyone who loved you. You should be honored I've done this thing for you. Like, no. See, and at the end here, the music picks up again like it was at the beginning. That like do 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 do, like that was present at the start of the song too, and so like it kind of comes down to act as a. And every time she hasn't really been speaking, the music like blooms upward temporarily, and then comes back down to that like lower, more controlled level to act as more like a support for her voice. Very interesting song. I guess it's told from the point of view of the Yandere dictator, this Lilith character. I can see why people would think this is Powder. I'm pretty sure Powder has blue eyes, though. Interesting headcanon. This was Powder, but then Powder became a vampire. Food for thought. Um, But anyway, hopefully you enjoy this, Mr. Wolf. I've been very grateful for your welcome into the Skybros community. I know you say all the time that I shouldn't worry about like giving back or doing something for the community, but I genuinely feel like I don't contribute is the word I'm looking for. I don't really contribute all that much. I'm kind of shy. I don't really talk in the Discord as much as I think I should. Probably this last week, I've just not had time to work on any of my AI prompts. And I feel real bad about it because I do want to try to get to a point where I can start creating longer AI videos. I have a beautiful idea of a world to build, and I'm hoping I can create it. But for now, while I was unable to do that, hopefully over the course of this weekend, I'm able to at least give back a little through these reactions. And I've not seen anyone react to any of your videos yet. I hope more people will. This was really, really well done. The visuals were very striking, very beautiful. You did a great job of nailing that idea of this uh, dictator Yandere lady. I don't know if I got it right that she's waging a campaign to chase down her lover, but I just wanted to say thanks in some way, shape, or form. So thank you for being so welcoming to be willing to accept me into this community. I really feel like I'm kind of I don't even know. I feel like this is probably the closest I've ever felt to imposter syndrome. It's like I don't really make this stuff. I'm not sure if I belong here, but uh, it's been very nice having people to talk to and having people who don't judge you the moment you speak and don't assume the worst about you. It's been nice having to somewhere to go to. I've been enjoying chatting with y'all on Twitter and in the Discord. And here's hoping that I'll stick around and make some amazing creations as we go. This is, I guess, this is my thanks to you, brother. I appreciate your welcome. Thank you. And until next time, my curious scholars. Bye bye.